Okay. So you know how as Acumatica consultants, we're
Mm.
always running into these
Yeah.
little things that can turn into big headaches. Like picture this. You're with a client and they have to scroll through tons of records in a grid.
Oh, yeah, I've been there.
It's slow and it just makes everyone frustrated.
Right. Totally. It's like one of those things that just makes everyone crazy.
Yeah, exactly.
Hmm.
And, it really impacts efficiency and everything.
Oh, for sure. It's like decreased efficiency, clients get frustrated, it's hard to find what you need.
Right. It just all adds up.
Mm-hmm.
But get this. What if I told you there was a solution?
Oh, really?
Yeah. So today, we're going to dive into this solution from this guy, Mahesh Lakum.
Okay.
He's a software engineer at Tiana Solutions.
Okay.
And this guy, he's got some serious Acumatica expertise.
Like how much are we talking?
We're talking like over 4 years of experience,
Yeah.
and he's worked on over 300 different scenarios.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah. So he's seen it all, right?
Right.
And he really zeroed in on this grid situation as a major pain point.
Makes sense.
But instead of just accepting it, he came up with a solution,
I like it.
adding pagination to the bottom of the grid.
Oh, like what you see on a website.
Exactly.
That's a great idea.
Right. It seems so obvious now.
It does.
It's like, why didn't we think of this before?
They know, right? Sometimes it's the simple things.
Totally. So he figured out how to do this by modifying the XML code.
How interesting.
And the impact is huge, even though it's a small change.
Really? Like how so?
Well, it gives users so much more control, and it makes things so much clearer. Like they can see the total number of pages, the number of records, they can jump to specific pages,
Okay, that makes sense.
and scrolling is way smoother.
So basically the whole experience is just streamlined.
Exactly.
I like it.
Yeah.
It's like you're not just like endlessly scrolling, clicking those little arrows forever.
Right. Yeah.
You can actually like see where you are, where you need to go.
Makes total sense. So for our listeners out there who are thinking, like, how hard is it to actually implement this?
Right.
How difficult is it?
It's actually, Mahesh, he shows it in the video. It's pretty straightforward,
Okay.
especially if you're comfortable with Acumatica's customization options.
Okay, get it.
It's basically modifying the XML code of the screen
Okay.
where you want the pagination.
So it's a little bit of behind-the-scenes work,
Yeah, a little bit.
but not anything too crazy.
No, not at all. In fact, he really stresses that it's a really quick process.
Okay, cool.
And he shows you like the main lines of code you need.
Nice.
Like one of the important things is setting that action bar and pager visible property to border,
Okay,
and then the pager settings mode to numeric.
makes sense.
That's how you get those pagination controls to show up.
Yeah, it's always interesting to see how a few lines of code can really change the whole user interface
Totally.
and the whole experience.
So, yeah, for sure. And it's not just about the code. It's about figuring out what the client needs.
Right.
And then coming up with these solutions, to make things easier.
Absolutely. Like, remember when we were working on that inventory management system,
Oh, yeah, that was a big one.
that manufacturing client?
With like all the components and warehouses. Oh my God.
Thousands of components, different
I
warehouses.
was in Acumatica for weeks.
Right.
Yeah.
Imagine if they had to scroll through all that without pagination.
Oh, it would have been a nightmare.
It would have been terrible. We barely made the deadline as it was.
I know.
But think about how much time we could have saved
Oh, yeah.
if we had this. Hours, maybe even days.
For sure.
And the value that adds for the client.
Exactly. You're not just implementing software, you're like optimizing everything.
Totally, you're a problem solver.
Right.
That's what it's all about.
Mm-hmm.
So speaking of solutions, Tiana Solutions, where Mahesh works,
Yeah.
they're doing some pretty impressive stuff with Acumatica.
Right. They are, they're known for being like the go-to resource for like implementations, customizations, support. They do it all.
Yeah, it seems like they've worked on a ton of different projects.
Yeah. From what I've seen, it's a lot.
Always finding new ways to improve things.
Always innovating.
And this pagination solution is a perfect example of that.
Yeah, it is. It's simple, but it's effective.
Totally.
And it solves a real problem that people have.
So for all you Acumatica consultants out there listening,
Yeah.
if you're ever looking for support or a fresh perspective,
Right.
Tiana Solutions is definitely worth checking out.
They could have the answer you've been looking for.
They might.
Yeah.
And if you want to connect with them directly,
Yeah.
their number is 678-910-2774.
I think they're always happy to talk and figure out how they can help.
So to sum up this deep dive,
Yeah.
we've been talking about this really smart solution to a common Acumatica problem.
It is a clever one.
It's all about making things easier,
Mhm.
making things more efficient.
Then less frustrating, let's be honest.
Yeah, a little less frustrating.
For sure.
It's about making that Acumatica experience better for everyone.
Totally.
And with partners like Tiana Solutions out there, we have the resources and expertise to make it happen.
We do.
So before we wrap things up, I want to leave you with this.
Okay.
What other small improvements could have a big impact on your Acumatica implementations?
That's a good question to think about.
Right?
Yeah, it makes you think about your workflows, look for ways to improve.
Totally.
Never stop looking for those opportunities.
Yeah, because sometimes those small changes can make a huge difference.
They really can.
That's what makes being an Acumatica consultant so great.
It is rewarding.
So thanks for joining us for this deep dive.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like finding those little things that can really change how clients use Acumatica.
It really is, yeah.
Like a whole different way of working.
Exactly. And sometimes you just need a fresh perspective.
Totally.
Think outside the box a little bit.
And you can find those solutions that make everyone happier.
Happier and more efficient.
For sure.
Yeah.
So remember, if you're looking for that extra help or someone to bounce ideas off of,
Right.
Tiana Solutions is there.
They are, yeah.
You can give them a call at 678-910-2774.
A great team over there.
They really know their stuff when it comes to Acumatica.
They do.
So yeah, they might be just what you need to take your Acumatica consulting to that next level.
I think so.
So that wraps up our deep dive for today.
Yeah.
We've covered a lot,
We did.
but keep exploring, keep innovating,
Ways.
and most importantly, keep those clients happy.
Couldn't agree more.
Thanks for joining us.